Once again, rest in peace to Malcolm-Jamal Warner, gone at the age of 54, simply from a rip current while swimming with his family. Ugh.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner is gone. At just 54 years old, the man who brought Theo Huxtable to life on The Cosby Show reportedly drowned during a family vacation in Costa Rica. But something about this story doesn't sit right. The official reports say accident, but some insiders, including Katt Williams, are calling that into question. And what he just revealed might flip this entire narrative on its head. Was this just a tragic end to a quiet legend? Or is there something the industry doesn't want us to see? According to Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Agency, Warner was pulled into the ocean by a deadly rip current at Playa Grande, a beach in the Limón province. Around 2 p.m., he entered the water with a friend. His daughter stayed safely on the sand. Some early media reports incorrectly claimed he drowned while saving her, but officials later clarified she was never in the water.
Reporting that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death, which was initially called accidental drowning, was due to a high current in the ocean while on a family vacation. Initially, TMZ simply reported that they had an unconfirmed but reliable source saying that he simply died of accidental drowning, no other detail. Right off the bat, the internet seemed very perplexed about how does an accidental drowning occur. I immediately thought of Matthew Perry and Whitney Houston. They had the same cause of death, so we know where that came from.
Red Cross medics and bystanders worked for nearly 45 minutes to revive him. They used CPR, a defibrillator, everything they had. But Malcolm was pronounced dead at the scene. The autopsy confirmed drowning as the cause. Authorities ruled it accidental. But the more you dig, the more things start to feel off. For one, Playa Grande is known for its dangerous rip currents. And yet, on the day Malcolm entered the water, there were no lifeguards on duty. Signs were posted, yes, but warnings on paper don't mean much when the waves come crashing in. Reports later confirmed that lifeguards had been reallocated to another nearby beach. Bad luck? Or bad timing? Here's where it gets more complicated. Malcolm was known to be a strong swimmer, fit, healthy, not someone you'd expect to be pulled under without a fight. His friend, who went in with him, survived. So how does a man in good shape, surrounded by people, vanish beneath the waves while others make it out? Some fans say it's just a tragic coincidence, but others, especially in online spaces, believe this might be something darker, a silencing, a warning, a death that looks like an accident, but leaves behind too many unanswered questions. One of the loudest voices calling this into question: Katt Williams. The outspoken comedian has never shied away from calling out what he sees as Hollywood's dirty secrets. He's said it before: real ones don't make it in this game unless they play along. And those who don't, they either fade away or get taken out. Katt didn't directly say Malcolm's death was foul play, but he didn't have to. His implication was clear. Malcolm didn't play the game, and maybe that's why he didn't make it home. And if you've been paying attention, you know this isn't just about one man. Katt has said over and over that black entertainers are often forced into humiliating roles that strip away dignity in exchange for exposure. He's talked about how you're expected to say yes to everything, no matter what it costs you. When you say no, when you choose dignity over dollars, the spotlight disappears. That's what makes Malcolm's death so painful, because he did say no, quietly, consistently, and respectfully. He never sold his image. He never went viral for the wrong reasons. And in a world that rewards chaos, his calm presence became almost invisible. But let's rewind for a moment. Malcolm-Jamal Warner wasn't just Theo Huxtable, he was a symbol. A generation grew up watching him on The Cosby Show, where he played a teenager who was smart, funny, and deeply relatable. For many black boys in the 80s and 90s, Theo was the first time they saw someone like themselves on screen who wasn't angry, violent, or poor. He was just a kid, living life, learning lessons, and doing it with love. The show itself was groundbreaking. It showed a Black family that was educated, middle class, and emotionally whole. Malcolm later recalled how people, even some Black folks, said the Huxtables didn't feel real. But the fan mail told another story. Letters from people saying, "Thank you for this. Thank you for showing us something different." After The Cosby Show ended, Malcolm didn't fade away. He stayed working, but on his terms. He starred in Malcolm and Eddie, made guest appearances on Fresh Prince, Sesame Street, and The Resident. He directed episodes. He wrote poetry. He won a Grammy. He created art that mattered. In 2023, he launched the Not All Hood podcast, a show meant to break the stereotype that all Black men come from pain or violence. He wanted to spotlight mental health, emotional growth, fatherhood, legacy, real topics, not clickbait. But here's the thing, that kind of content doesn't trend. It doesn't go viral like scandals do. And so, once again, Malcolm's work was ignored by the very industry he helped shape. He lived privately. His daughter? Rarely seen. No red carpet photos, no interviews. Just the occasional comment where he mentioned how proud he was to be a father. A real one. That vacation to Costa Rica? It wasn't a luxury trip. It was family time. A man doing his job, trying to be present, trying to create memories, not trauma. And now, that trip is a headline. His estimated net worth was about $6 million. That's more than most will ever see. But for a man who helped redefine what it meant to be Black on television, it feels like a slap in the face. He should have had generational wealth. Not just recognition in death, but support in life. That's where the frustration kicks in. Because now, suddenly, everybody wants to pay tribute. Streaming services are rolling out Cosby Show playlists. News anchors are getting emotional. Celebrities are posting long captions, calling him a legend and a king. Where was all that energy when he was launching his podcast? Where were the roles when he was still young and hungry? Where was the industry when he needed a hand, not applause? It's a familiar story, isn't it? Nipsey Hussle, ignored by the mainstream until the day he was killed. Chadwick Boseman, humble, quiet, powerful, only treated like royalty after he passed. Lisa Left Eye Lopes, Phife Dawg, even Michael Jackson. In life, they were complicated. In death, they became myths. The question is, why does someone have to stop breathing before people start listening? Hollywood's pattern is simple. Ignore them while they're alive, then monetize their memory when they're gone. Malcolm once said he wanted to be remembered for truth, integrity, and purpose. That's exactly how he lived. He didn't chase attention. He didn't get caught up in controversy. He didn't sell his soul. He created meaningful work. He raised his daughter in peace. He used his voice to uplift, not tear down. And he did it all without begging for recognition. So, why did it take death for the world to finally pay attention? Katt Williams said it plainly. If you're not willing to play the game, they erase you. And when that doesn't work, they wait. They wait until you're gone. And then they celebrate you because that's the only time they feel safe doing it. In death, you can't ask for more. You can't challenge them. You can't speak truth anymore. That's what makes this so heartbreaking. Because Malcolm wasn't trying to be famous. He was trying to be free. Free from the machine. Free from stereotypes. Free to build something real. And now, we're left asking if the cost of that freedom was everything. His story isn't just a tragedy. It's a mirror. It shows us what we reward in this culture and what we let fade into silence. While puppets get platforms and chaos goes viral, men like Malcolm die quietly. And only then do we notice how much we lost. He wasn't just a former child star. He was a blueprint. a husband, a father, a poet, a protector, and a man who stayed true in a system that rewards sellouts and silences truth-tellers. Rest in power, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. You gave us your art, your wisdom, your heart. You deserved better. And we should have said it while you were still here to hear it.